Hi, my name is Steve Feldman, past president of International Association of Ice Cream Distributors and Vendors, and I'm with
Jay Schwartz, past president of the association.
Welcome to our 50th anniversary. 50 years ago, Nixon was president of the United States. We were in the middle of the Vietnam War, which was tearing our nation apart, and the number one song was The Age of Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In by the Fifth Dimension.
Steve, other things happened of importance back in 1969.
What could that be, Jay?
Well, you had the New York Jets won the Super Bowl.
That's good.
The amazing Mets won the World Series.
Good.
And Neil Armstrong flew the Apollo 11, landed on the moon, July 20th, 1969.
That's true. Also, Good Humor was operating about 1,200 company-owned ice cream trucks. Manny Ginsberg was on his way to 600 trucks. Most of the street vending was controlled by a few vendors. As the story was told about the inception of the NAICV, Duck Abernathy, in his infinite wisdom, wanting to sell more Bomb Pops, which he originated from Merit Foods, decided to invite potential customers for a meeting at his hometown at their own expense to work on common issues that affected the ice cream vending industry.
Sid Bear and Doc Abernathy from Merit Foods, Manny Ginsberg, American Mobiles, H.B. Hood and Sons, Mickey Schwartz, Jack and Jill Ice Cream, Al Reynolds, the Good Humor Corporation, Dan Tropp from California, and Jim Gracie. What they talked about, no one knows. But what they decided to do was to form an association and name it the National Association of Ice Cream Vendors. The individuals came to an agreement to attain an executive director and fund it with dues, elect a president, and meet again the following year.
This was an amazing accomplishment. Potential competitors getting together for common interests, breaking down the wall that existed, no one wanting to give up what they thought were their trade secrets. Common interests prevailed, and the exchange of ideas and networking enabled our association members to achieve the success that we have seen. Looking back to that time now, nobody was really making money. Looking back now, if it was not for the association, many of us would not be here today.
Fast forward 1973, National Association of Ice Cream Vendors, meeting in San Francisco. 30 members, new young entrepreneurs, Jay Schwartz, who followed Mickey around, and the youngest new member who followed Manny Ginsberg around handing out his brochures for selling ice cream trucks, Steve Feldman. Nobody now would recognize it. The meetings were suit and tie all day long. Almost everybody smoking cigarettes and the evening meals dragging on forever. We had pictures of guys with suits coming up. The association was starting to have immense value. We were finding out answers to some of our similar problems. Insurance legislation, equipment, and new product lines that we were not aware of. We were able to produce a safety film, safety signage that was available to all members at a nominal cost, and come up with a model street vending ordinance.
How we were able to transition from sitting all day in meetings where we were falling asleep to drinking and eating in the evening came from the wisdom of Doc Abernathy. I was sitting beside him at a board of directors meeting. Doc leaned over to me and whispered, "Steve," he said, "something is wrong." "What?" I answered. Looking out the window overlooking the pool and the beach, he said, "Why can't we get this done in the morning and take the afternoon off?" I didn't answer him, but getting the words of wisdom coming from a founding member, I totally agreed with. At the end of the meeting, I expected Doc to put forward a resolution limiting hours, but he said nothing. So I introduced a resolution giving us afternoons off. Doc immediately jumped up with a devilish smile on his face and says, "Steve, that's one of the most brilliant resolutions ever put forth." And therefore he seconded it. The resolution carried, and the board congratulated me on a job well done. I was speechless, but I learned and used the Doc Abernathy ploy many times.
Our association began to grow its membership base and continued to evolve, taking on issues that began to hinder us in the prohibited ways. legislation was beginning to sweep the country, banning ice cream trucks from vending as we knew in many cities and localities, including the state of New York. Your IAI-CDV stepped up to the plate and aggressively responded to this intrusion to our survival. The state of New York had legislation before it that would have mandated a certified school crossing guard on all ice cream trucks in the state of New York. Through the effort of Jim Roberts, our attorney, and our legislative committee, we were able to communicate with the New York State of Transportation Committee in Albany, New York, to negate the impending legislation and substitute the IAI-CDV Model Street Vending Ordinance. This win gave us the expertise to react to adverse legislation throughout the country.
Fast forward, membership growing. Our first international member, Dickie D. Signal Barish, creating a need for a new association name. Canadian American Association of Ice Cream Vendors. No. North American Association of Ice Cream Vendors. No. We wanted to go big. The International Association of Ice Cream Vendors. Fast forward, the advent of the master distributor. It became advantageous for both the ice cream supplier and the vendors to form an allegiance to further our common goals. Vendors entering the DSD arena with the assistance of the suppliers brought us to a final name change that we know now. The International Association of Ice Cream Distributors and Vendors. None of our founding members are with us anymore.
That was me. None of our founding members are with us anymore. Manny Ginsberg, original founding member, past president of our association, and original member of the Hall of Fame, and originator of the Inside Serve van. Doc Abernathy, original founding member, longtime board of director, original member of the Hall of Fame, and originator of the Bomb Pop, Dole Juice Bar, and Ninja Turtle. Mickey Schwartz, original founding member, longtime board of director, largest ice cream vending machine operator in the country. Al Reynolds, original founding member, 3-time president of our association, and original member of the Hall of Fame. Jim Gracie, original founding member and past president. Sid Bear, original founding member and past president. And Dan Trump, original founding member.
We have come a long way in 50 years, from an idea by our founders to where we are today. How we have changed with the times and continue to evolve. The companies that became part of our association learned to adapt to changing markets and conditions. They have prospered beyond what many thought possible. Street vending is a unique niche that we have exploited in a magnificent way. In ending this, I'd like to relate a story of what we sell is not only something that tastes good, but is happiness. Years ago, when my children were very young, we would sell ice cream to trucks in the morning. The trucks would come by our house late in the afternoon. My children would get so excited by the music and being able to go to the truck by themselves, purchasing the ice cream truck for the three of us, with me watching from the window. Even though we had the same ice cream in the freezer at home, they wanted it from the truck. As we sat on the back porch eating our ice cream, my eldest child Kim said to me in her infinite young wisdom, "See, Dad, didn't I tell you, the ice cream tastes better from the ice cream truck."
You have one more. I learned you have one top thing.
I learned,
Here. Here, let me do this.
how come I don't have it?
I
No,
learned
that's me.
from this.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Go ahead. I learned from this experience.
I learned from this experience we're not only selling ice cream, we're selling an experience at the truck. We are selling joy and happiness.
How can we miss another 50? How can we miss another 50 years? Should be easy, even if we do it the right way.